And guess what I get to do? How does a squirrel get run over by a semi going maybe 10 miles an hour? It's here, guys. It's here. You're gonna die! That could have been bad. Hey everyone, before we get started on the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you guys do enjoy the video. This is part 2 of our trucking day from last week. A lot more coming down the pipeline, guys. We are going to be hitting the fields on Sunday, and we had a major tractor breakdown. Absolutely major, so you're going to want to look forward to that on Sunday. But in this video, I almost made a massive mistake, so stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, I always get questions about this, so I'm going to tell you guys again. So I always get questions on how do I drive a semi, how do I drive a big rig, how do I shift manually? Well, I'm going to show you guys how we do it on our farm, and on the majority of our trucks have a similar shifting pattern. So right now I'm just downshifting, engine brake on. That's that noise you guys can hear. So I'm going to start from scratch. Right now this is an 8-puller Road Ranger 13-speed transmission. But all of our trucks are very similar. They have a high and a low range, and then some of our trucks have a mid splitter as well, I'll call it. But right now I'm going to start in first gear. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to start skipping gears. So there's 6, going to 8, going to 10. Now we're going to 12. Now I'll up split, or hit the mid splitter and up split, and I'll go to 13 as soon as I let off the gas. So that was a lot, and I'll kind of slow it down for you guys here in a minute. So right now, let off the gas, we're now at 13. So basically what you do is you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all in the lower splitter. Then you split it up when you hit 5. So then as soon as you go into neutral, it splits the transmission, go into your upper range. Then you go 6. So we're in the middle range, middle up, 6. Now you get your mid splitter, so you're 6th. Flick it up, 7 as soon as you let off the gas. Then as soon as you're in 7, you hit the mid splitter down again. Then as soon as you go into 8, or as soon as you go into that neutral range, it goes into 8. So now you're in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how 80% of our trucks run. We do have 1 10-speed on the farm. That's just basically a low and a high. They don't have a mid splitter. So they go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our 9-speeds, like our Ford L8000, or our smaller beam mill truck, that just goes like this. Or our quad, for example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower split, 8, 9, or 6, 7, 8, 9. So, like I said, 80% of our trucks on our farm, you drive it like a 13-speed. All right, so we'll do it again. I'm gonna start in 3rd gear, so it's bottom, middle, lower split. Complete stop. All right, let's go. You can start in 3rd gear when you're unloaded, if you just know how to work the clutch. So there's 5, my up split, 6. Because I'm unloaded, I'm gonna skip the middle gears. So the high splits. Now I'm in 8th. Here's 10. There's carbine. And there's 12. Now I upsplit to 13. And how you know, and you guys are probably wondering, well, Ron, when do you know when to shift? Well, for this truck, it's all feel. So I basically know, I can hear when my RPMs get to like that certain point where like they're starting to run out on the upper end, and I need to shift so that way they can keep going, because most trucks, they get the most torque or the most pull between 14 and 1600 RPM. So you want to shift, you want to upshift when it gets to like 16, 1700. You want to downshift when it gets to like 1400 or so, 1300. I don't think that fly is okay. Must be a track meet going on at Goose Lake. And guess what I get to do? You guessed it. Fill up with fuel. Again, every time. Does not fail. Does not fail that I need to fill up with fuel about every time I haul grain. Because I did it last time too. Card to that video right here. Loading up right now with the vacuum. It's a loud operation. It's a slow operation. The bin's almost all the way down where we got to stop using the center dump. We'll have to stick the vacuum inside. It's going to be much slower cleaning this out, but that's all right. That means we're getting grain out. The cattle here are nosy because I think they're going to get fed, or I'm not even sure. Aren't you guys nosy? Yes, you guys are. Plus, it's the only water source right there. Hi, guys. Hi. This is our steer lot. We try to keep the boys and the girls segregated because of obvious reasons. Alright, so now truck is filled up. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Now my dad and I are going to try and close this tarp in this wind. Might be a little tricky, but we'll find out. You guys are about to get smushed. We're just holding this down just in case a big gust of wind would take it. I think we're good. Good enough. Hi, cows. Hi, cows. Don't run away. Moo. Hey, they like me today. Alright, I'm heading out.
Get by there or gotta go move my truck?
Nope, you gotta move. Unless you want a nice good old semi-sized dent in your truck.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. I expect half the load in pay for trucking this. Hi, Bella. Hey. See ya. Alright, let's get out of here. Hello. They opened up that bag. Nice. Southbound and down. Just made it down to Clinton. Let's open the tarp and let's go dump this load. Maybe, just maybe, get back for another one. So, someone literally just hit a squirrel. How does a squirrel get run over by a semi going maybe 10 miles an hour? That's just Darwinism or natural selection at its finest right there. Probe's a drive-through. Let's go ahead and get our info. It's here, guys. It's here. They're doing it. So I haven't done that joke for you guys for a while. Just got probed. Let's go dump our grain. See how long of a wait it is. Let's go. Let's get her going. Let's head home. All right, so on this last load, so ADM closed it at 7. It's 6 o'clock right now. I wasn't sure if I would have made it if I would have done my normal, because the vac just takes so long to fill. So Pat just told me just to pull up to this auger, fill up. It'll only take me about 20 minutes. We got a 10-inch auger here and a 10-inch unload, so it won't take long to fill at all. And fun fact, you guys are probably wondering, hey Ron, why are these two different colors of yellow? Great question, guys. So this was actually an auger. If you guys remember, card right here to us using this auger last year, or 2 years ago even. This auger, this section was worn out. The original one that had this color paint. Well, this auger was just sitting around, it was scrapped, the auger flighting was terrible. So what Pat and Brian ended up doing last year was basically cobble this auger together, basically rip out the guts, take out the drive lane, take out the flights, and then put the two skins together, merge them together, throw everything back together. And it actually worked out pretty slick. And this auger, I mean, it's got 5 more years of life yet, plus, so good farmer engineering. I gotta move ahead. Not yet, but close. Cletus is gonna be coming right here. Gotta love augers. Much quicker than vacs and much quieter. When I say an auger, what an auger is, basically a shaft going down the center of this tube, and it's got what's called flights welded to it. What a flight is basically, it's kind of like an arced piece of metal where every time that center shaft turns, it pushes grain. It's just got, as it turns, the contact surface just moves. That's what an auger does, and a vac is just like your homemade vacuum, just supersized, where it sucks grain out at one end and dumps it out the other. Whereas your homemade vacuum sucks it up at the bottom and dumps it in a bag. And I realized why the cattle were so nosy that last load I was here. It's because they haven't gotten fed yet. Well, they're fed now, so now they're all content. So what we're using here, over there is our 1566. It is a mid-1970s, I think it's like a 1975 1566. And right here is a 706 Farmall. It's like a late 60s, mid to late 60s Farmall, I believe. And it's a narrow front, and we use this thing for about everything, running truck augers, to moving equipment around. You know, it's just such a good utility piece of equipment. And that 1566, it's got a loader on it. We don't use it for a ton. You know, stationary for the back. You know, running an auger occasionally. We don't use it a lot, but it's good. It's a good tractor to have around. And then the semi I'm using is a 1993 Freightliner FLD, I should say. And that's a good tractor. We bought it from a farm retirement auction about 3-4 years ago, I think. Just about filled up. ADM closed at 7, so I got about probably 30-35 minutes to make it down there, which I should be fine. My cousin Mike's gonna ride with me. It ended up turning out to be a nice day in the probably mid-50s or so, a little breezy. So it's definitely gonna dry stuff out. We're gonna back up here shortly. Another question is, how do I know how full to make my trailer to make it a legal load? Well, some of it's getting used to your trailer, but I know this gauge right here needs to be 74 PSI on the airbag pressure to basically make it a legal load. So that's what I'm gonna fill it up to. Once I hit 74, we'll shut everything down, and then we'll head to Clinton. All right, so now we're gonna head out. Cousin Mike's gonna come join me. 6:22, oh yeah, I got plenty of time. Filling up with just the auger takes about 20 minutes, but when you put the vac in there, vac takes about 30-35. All right, there's Mike, let's get moving. All right, we just made it to Clinton, unloading unrolling the tarp. It's gonna be an absolute drive-through, I hope. I mean, I'm gonna be here 7 minutes to spare. This is Mike, he's my cousin.
What's up, guys?
You guys have seen him in a couple of videos, a couple last fall.
Probably, oh man, at least a few months, maybe 6 months even.
Yeah, one video last fall, and then, geez, a couple years ago too. Anyway, you got anything to say for the fans?
Well, farming, it's great.
There you go. There you go. And there you had it. So now we'll go get pro. I'm hoping I will be in and out of here by 7. It's 6:54 right now. That'd be a record, but I think we can get it. Maybe 702 is more realistic. All right, they just swung the probes in. So now that's my cue to go. I don't think there's hardly any trucks in front of me, so we're gonna cruise on through. The next close one, EDM in Cedar Rapids, is a big one. There's an ethanol plant in Lena, Illinois. And then the other place that people take their grain is river terminals. You know, Dubuque's got a river terminal. They just stick stuff on barges and either export it or I don't even know where they go when they go to barges. It's kind of narrow. I hit the mirror on that side once.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see that.
It's always sketchy to me.
I can't believe they make it so narrow.
I know, you'd think they make it a little bit wider, but what do I know? Right back. Open this up. Just about empty. Close that one up. Now we'll close this one up. I wonder how big this pit is. Maybe 2,000 bushel? Maybe even a little bit more? I don't know. Shut the tarp. Push the air back in. And let's vamonos. This door over here is the tightest.
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, she's tight. Get our grain receipt. Just one of those days where Clinton is really making me upset. It's 2 lights in a row. That last one back there did not need to be stopped by. There's
Dang lights.
no one there. I know. Yep, of course. Why wouldn't the last light in Clinton just give me a big old middle finger on the way out of town? Love you too, Clinton. Just one of those days when I don't catch any lights. Ooh, that sun is bright. Well, thanks for riding along, Michael, if you watched the video. So my cousin just rode along. He's interested in coming around the farm more, which is good, because that's his old house. His dad passed away, my uncle passed away in 2013, and he never was really interested in the farm, but he's starting to get more of an interest, which is good. It's awesome to hear. Now let's go ahead and load up another load of my dad's corn. Let's crank up the tractor and we'll crank up the unloader. Hopefully this thing starts. Come on, old girl. Like it's her job. It gets really loud once the grain starts flowing. It's really loud. So I figured I'd show you guys the top of our bin. And of course there's not enough light, you guys can't see. But basically, this bin's almost down to the bottom. This last truck will be the last time we'll fill out of this bin before we have to put the sweep auger on. Which that is basically an auger that goes around the outside of the bin, that when the corn is all cored down to the center, because we only pull out of the center, we send an auger around and it sweeps up 90% of the stuff. Well, if you guys, I'll explain something for you. So the reason we are not planting yet, besides having gobs and gobs of rain out there, is we have to wait until the 15th of April before we can start planting. Planting corn, and the 21st of April before we can start planting beans. We can plant before that, but we take on a lot of risk, because basically the federal government or the federal crop insurance will not insure us for replant if we plant before those dates. What that basically means is if we plant, we have a horrible stand, and for some reason we need a replant because of weather or anything like that, we're going to pay that out of our own pocket. And it's not worth us planning earlier to do that. And it looks like we're out. All right, I'm a little sweaty because I crawled in the bin. I stayed on the ladder, always had 3 points of contact, but I kicked some corn down just to get it close enough to call that side of the bin good. So now we'll top it off and put this auger. My tractor just shut off because we had to turn the gas on, so it choked it out of gas. Let's start it up again. Now it's got gas. All right, let's fire it up. Never cross P-tail shaft when it's spinning. Here we go. Pull it ahead a little bit. Corn's cool, that's good. So how I fill this truck, I try to do one pile here, one pile in the next one, go all the way to the back, do a pile in the back hoop, and a pile in the hoop to the front of that. That usually gives me a full load. That could have been bad. I don't know what happened there. Ooh, I got a mess. I gotta scoop that up. Hey, Grandma. Yeah, 10 minutes of work. All right, bye. My grandma never says bye. Spilled a smidge. Wonder if I didn't have the tractor going, I had it too low or what? I don't know. All right, cleaned up for the most part. There we go, all done. I'll shut the 2 yard lights off. Shut the one off, close the tarp, then shut the other one off. And then go park the truck and call our night. Makes it easier to get in and out of here. And let there be darkness. And you guys can't see. You can see the truck. Hot dang, she fancy. Guys, I just saw a shooting star or an asteroid or a meteor or whatever you want to call it. Oh man, that was cool. I wish I would have had that recording. Sorry, car. Sorry, whoever's behind me. Greatly apologize. Now we'll park this thing. Oh God, it's just a little sloppy. There we go. Good enough. Well, I'm gonna be calling it quits for the night, but hey, look at this. My sprayer's got big shoes on it. Sweet. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and call it quits for the night. I'm actually gonna round up USBs. I'm gonna awe at the sprayer for a little bit. I did that last year. Still not happy about myself. Basically at Long's, I topped out the suspension, and one of these bolts right there, I think it was this one right here, just came up and just gashed that tire. Oh well, it is what it is. But I'm gonna grab a bite to eat, then I'm gonna start filling up a truck for Pat. He's gonna take over for me, then I'm gonna call it a night. So I'm just gonna close this video out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms. And of course, guys, as always, ta-ta for now.